Welcome to Whispers in the Dark, where every shadow hides a secret, and every tale leaves a scar. Here, we unravel the forgotten, the cursed, and the damned. Dim the lights, lock the doors, and whatever you do, don't listen too closely, because some stories don't like being told.
You ever work somewhere that feels wrong? Not just off, but like the building itself is holding its breath around you? I did. Hollow Pines Hotel wasn't just a job. It was a place that watched you. The wallpaper always felt too soft. The chandeliers swayed when there was no breeze, and the air was thick like breathing in someone else's dream. But it was the fourth floor that never made sense, because it wasn't supposed to exist. There were only 3 floors on the guest registry, only 3 floors on the blueprint. But I saw it. I felt it. The 4th floor is hidden between floors. A dark, narrow space suspended like a secret between the lines of the hotel's design. The elevator skips over it, but some nights, just past 3 a.m., it slows. You'll hear the ding. Feel the shift. Floor 4. And always at the far end, room 404. The door with no knob. The number etched into the wood, but faded like something tried to erase it from existence. I was told to never speak of it, until the night it opened. It started with small things. Missing towels. Lights flickering in rooms that had no guests. Keys disappearing from the front desk. I thought maybe I was overtired, or that the other staff were messing with me. Hollow Pines had that reputation. New hires didn't last long. But on my 7th night shift, I saw something I'll never unsee. The monitor glitched. The hallway that wasn't supposed to exist lit up on screen. And room 404 was open. The door had been shut since the fire in 1954. Since Dr. Greaves disappeared. Since the reports of screaming coming from the sealed wing. But now the door stood open like a mouth waiting to speak. Mrs. Carter, the old linen lady, was the only one who stayed longer than me. Quiet. Half-blind. Always muttering. I thought she was senile until I found her sitting in the break room one night, staring at her reflection in a spoon. "You saw it, didn't you?" she asked, without looking up. I nodded. And she gave me the rules. She said she didn't write them. They were whispered to me, from the other side. Here they are, word for word. 1. Do not close the door. The room opened for you. It's watching. To shut it is to trap yourself with it. The door is its eye. Closing it blinds it so it finds another way to see. 2. Do not call out. Not even for help. If you speak, the room will mimic you. It learns fast. You'll hear yourself speaking back from behind the mirror. 3. Do not enter with light. Flashlights, phones, candles, none will stay on. The room hates being seen, and whatever you light up might move. 4. Do not make an offering unless it's personal. A strand of hair, a photograph, a tooth. If you leave something meaningless, it will take something meaningful from you, like your memories or your name. 5. Don't look at the mirror. It's not a reflection. It's a doorway, and your other self is always waiting to step through. 6. Don't stay past 4:04 a.m. That's when the room shifts. It forgets where the hotel ends and its world begins. 7. Never speak about room 404 in front of a mirror. Glass holds echoes. Reflections remember what we try to forget. 8. If you hear knocking from inside, don't answer. You're not letting something out. You're letting yourself in. I broke rule 3. I brought in my phone. It died as soon as I stepped close to the door. But it still recorded something. Breathing. My name. And a second voice, low, wet, whispering, "Come in, Jenny." There was something standing in the center of the room. Not moving. Just watching. And behind it, the mirror. Cracked down the middle. I saw myself in it. Or I thought it was me. Until she smiled. And I didn't. I remembered rule 4. I reached into my pocket. My bracelet. The one my mother gave me before she passed. I laid it on the threshold. The door closed slowly behind me. But when I turned to leave, my reflection didn't. She stayed. Still smiling. Now, I haven't gone back. But the dreams haven't stopped. Every time I sleep, I'm back in that room. The lights are off. The mirror is breathing. And I can hear myself knocking from the other side of the door. I think. I didn't leave room 404. I think it left with me. Outro, whispered like a curse. So if you're ever at Hollow Pines, and you see an unmarked hallway, or your elevator pauses on a floor that doesn't exist, there's a reason they stopped renting room 308. Not because it's broken. Not because it's booked. But because of what walked out of room 404 and went into it. And I watched it happen. The new guest, Michael Rayner. He checked in 2 nights ago. Michael Rayner, early 30s. Wrote horror novels, I think. Said he wanted to get inspired by staying in a hotel with a haunted reputation. He laughed when he said it. But I didn't. He wasn't the first to ask about 404, but he was the first who didn't listen when I warned him. I told him the same thing I tell anyone curious. There is no fourth floor. He smirked, asked if I was part of the marketing campaign. Then he tipped me and asked how to find the service elevator. That night, the elevator stopped between floors. I watched it on the monitors, my stomach folding in on itself. Michael stepped out. The hallway lit up as if it was waiting for him. And room 404 was open again. He didn't hesitate. He walked straight in, and the door shut gently behind him, like a hand caressing a favorite possession. He came back, different. The next morning, Michael was at breakfast. Same voice, same clothes, but not the same. He didn't blink, not once. When he walked, his steps didn't make a sound. Not on the carpet, not on the tile. He sat at his table, pouring sugar into an empty cup, 7 spoonfuls. Stirring nothing. Smiling at no one. And then he asked me, softly, "Do you remember what you left behind, Jenny?" I never told him I'd been there. I never told him about my bracelet. But he knew. And when I looked into his eyes, I saw my reflection blink back at me. Later that night, he returned to room 308. But the lights never turned off. He sat in front of the mirror, all night, staring. He didn't move. At 4:04 a.m., the lights in the hotel surged. The hallway cameras glitched. When they came back, room 308 was empty. No signs of forced entry. No luggage. No Michael. But the mirror in that room, cracked clean down the middle, just like the one in room 404. I found something on the bed. A page torn from a notebook, burned at the edges, scribbled in jagged handwriting, repeating the same line over and over. She's not in the room anymore. She's in the mirror. She's in me. She's in you. And at the bottom, in red ink I don't remember giving him, "Jenny, it wants you back. Room 404 doesn't just take. It replaces. And if it likes you, it lets a piece of you go. Just enough to walk, to talk, to smile, but not enough to leave." Michael didn't escape. He became the next invitation. So if you see a quiet man staring into a mirror in your hallway, don't say his name. Don't meet his gaze. Because when your reflection blinks first, it's already too late.
Thank you for listening to Whispering in the Dark. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to Haunted Mansion Stories for more chilling